grab and enjoy. So let's all grab and let's all enjoy.
At the start of the soccer season, the fans of Sheffield United had a new star to acclaim. For the supporters, the story had only just begun, but the moves to bring Alex Sabella to Sheffield had started 2 months earlier in Buenos Aires.
It was like an army following me about, are you signing this player, that player? In fact, I'd signed 22 at one game, according to their local paper. The deal was done, but even then, reluctantly, you get to the airport, and the man that's looking at the passports, he doesn't want to let us out because we've got Sabella with us. 7,500 miles, you don't settle in a day. We usually give Scotch players a few months to settle down in our football.
The new season was about to start, and Sabella's first problem was getting through to the men he was about to play alongside.
Si se pone demasiado junto al contrario. Claro. Ahora, si la pelota está a 30 metros, usted le da 10. Alex is telling you back heel, on his language. Tacón. Alex. Back heel. Back heel. Back heel. Back heel. Yeah, back heel.
For his first game in England against Orient, Sabella has learned enough English to get by on the pitch. Danny and his manager, meanwhile, are having their own communication problems.
Yes, are you all right? All right.
How does playing football in this country compare to playing in Argentina? What's the main difference between the two styles of play?
I think that over here we play more honestly and with fewer bad intentions. In Argentina, the marking is tighter and they'll do anything to stop you.
For people in Yorkshire, the thought of living in Buenos Aires sounds terribly romantic. How does it compare, in fact, with living in Moscow?
What I've found out so far is that it seems to be a very quiet life here. In the evenings in Sheffield, there doesn't appear to be a lot of nightlife.
Two waiting in the centre. All Sabella's got around the back. Finished it! His first league goal for Sheffield United. His first league goal for Sheffield United. And Sabella there shows a piece of magic straight out of Buenos Aires.
Our second match today takes us into the second division for Sheffield United against Orient. Sheffield United, of course, who've been on a bit of a buying spree this summer with Alex Sabella of Argentina, the most interesting of their captures, while Orient seem to have had a summer of selling. Glenn Roeder to Queen's Park Rangers, Phil Hoadley to Norwich. So it's Sheffield United against Orient. The pictures from Yorkshire Television, the commentators Martin Tyler with Sheffield United in the stripes.
Been unsettled by the sun. Orient defenders with the sun in their eyes. Bobby Fischer. And quickly was Mickey Spate. Woodward to his right. Finiston waits in the middle. Spate has gone on. And Woodward, in the end, having his shot blocked by Fischer, but the first corner going to Sheffield United. Ringing around the ground for Alex Sabella, who's come across to take it. Very much a left-footed player. Colin Franks has come up. Steinrod jumping, and it's gone in from Simon Steinrod. So the perfect start. And there's the delight of supporters who've come to see things happen at Bramall Lane this season. From Sabella's corner, Steinrod climbed so well at the far post. The deflection on the line couldn't stop it going in, and Sheffield United go in front in the 4th minute. Finiston. gone to the near post. This is Mickey Spate. Well, there was 6 inches in it at the end. But it was beautifully worked on the left-hand side, taken up by Hampson from Finiston. And Spate made it quite clear where he wanted it, and the flick was just wide. Mayo turning past Tony Kenworthy, and what a magnificent strike at goal from Joe Mayo that has really brought Orient back into this. Kenworthy committed himself to go for the ball, and when he missed it, it was a clear side of goal for Joe Mayo. He struck it on the half volley and it fairly rattled past Conroy. It's 1-1 with 21 minutes gone. This is Garner. Kenworthy, full cut bush, and Spate with time. And a beautifully hit volley on the left foot from Mickey Spate. Bennett, Mayo, who checks away from his marker so well, and then sets things up like that. To Houghton on to Chidozie, and now Kitchen. And looking to turn his man, but being forced away, finding Houghton. Now Kitchen! It's 2-1, and Peter Kitchen's on his way again. And they'll have enjoyed that particularly, because Peter Kitchen was scrabbling around beforehand to get extra tickets for his relatives from nearby Mexborough to come and see him in action. And he puts Orient in front. The cross driven in from the right, and Kitchen got enough of a contact in it to beat Conroy's dive to his left, and he can only push it into the corner. 5 minutes to go to half-time. It's Sheffield United 1, Orient 2. Woodward. Finiston at the near post. Hampson waiting on the far side, and Jackson got across his line quickly to shovel it behind. It was a beautiful little chip from Woodward. Hampson trying to get all his weight behind the header.
All I want is a vision of you. Oh, if you can picture this, a day in December. Picture this freezing cold weather. You got clouds on your lids and you'd be on the skis if it weren't for your dad. That I go right, you could only picture this, a sky full of thunder. Picture this, my telephone number. One and one is what I'm telling you. Get a pocket computer, try to do what you used to do, yeah.
Chillo on a run, and beating Matthews. Back for Moss. Defending by Sheffield United, but not there. Well, they seem to have got it away easily enough, and suddenly it came back for Moss again. Now Hampson trying to launch the counter-attack. Steinrod. Anderson! Yes! On the stroke of half-time, the man who comes back to English football against his former club, Peter Anderson, with time, kept his head onto the left foot. It was clearly deflected, but it'll be Anderson's goal.
Sheffield United have been plagued by injuries and inconsistency this season, but today they field their strongest team for some weeks, a team that cost around £500,000. The new signings this season: in goal, Nicky Johns from Tampa Bay, the former Millwall goalkeeper, making his league debut for Sheffield United this afternoon. At number 5 in the back four, John Matthews, who came from Arsenal. Up front, number 7, Peter Anderson, also from Tampa Bay, but the former Luton player. Number 9, Steve Finiston, who came from Chelsea in the summer. And number 10, Alex Sabella, who came from River Plate in Argentina. And among all those costly names, in midfield at number 8, 18-year-old Richard Harwood, a local boy, makes his league debut today. The Sunderland team includes 2 youngsters who weren't in the side when we saw them on Match of the Day at Brighton a few weeks ago. Number 2, Michael Cody, 20 years old, a Durham boy. He's at right back. And at number 7 in midfield, Gordon Chisholm, an 18-year-old Scot who made his debut earlier this season. Their newest signing, Mick Buckley from Everton, is still recovering from a facial injury. Well, while the 2 Argentinians who went to Tottenham were taking up most of the headlines, Alex Sabella was signed by Harry Haslam from River Plate and has quickly made himself a favourite here at Bramall Lane. Left-footed player, and he's so far scored just the 1 goal, but got plenty of skill. Today's referee is David Clark from Accrington. So Sunderland in the white shorts and unbeaten in their last 5 matches, playing in the first half from right to left. Header by Cutbush of Sheffield United. I don't know whether history means anything, but these 2 famous clubs first met on October the 7th, way back in 1893, 85 years ago today. And the score then was 1-0 to Sheffield United. This is Sean Elliott for Sunderland in 1978. Bolton. Wilf Rostron looking for Rowell, number 11. That was John Matthews. John Matthews wearing 5. Sabella so confident on the ball, he wants to keep it and turn, and he turned Gary Rowell, who brought him down, and Rowell gets the yellow card. I think he was the victim to an extent there, Gary Rowell, of some close skill by Sabella, but nevertheless he did bring him down, and the referee gets out his notebook. Sunderland very aware at the moment of the disciplinary record, because they've had 3 players sent off this season, 2 in 1 match at Burnley a fortnight ago, but that wasn't so much a violent offence as a case of the skillful player outwitting the tackler. Matthews. Away by Rostron. Here's Harwood. That's a good ball, it's come to Spates. Couldn't make the most of it really, but he might now. Feeding it through to Finiston if he can shoot. But too close to Siddle. Goalkeeper down very smartly to his left, but it was the first clear shooting chance of the match. Falling to Steve Finiston. Oh, it's on here for Brown. And Sunderland's approach this afternoon, very direct. Entwistle and Brown combining through the middle. Entwistle flicked that ball on, and Brown was prepared to have a go first time. That's a fair ball from Rowell to Entwistle. Here's Rowell again. Doherty's made a run to the far post if he can be found unmarked. Bolton, still Doherty wants it right across. Didn't come that far. Cody. Oh, Brown got away. Rowell! It's there! And Brown was made a present of that, and Rowell is the scorer. Number 11, Gary Rowell got the goal, but Alan Brown made it on the byline. A ball that Sheffield United should never have given away. Tony Kenworthy, first of all, let him get goal side. Nicky Johns appeared to have it, then all of a sudden he didn't have it. Alan Brown pulled it back, and Gary Rowell scored his 5th goal in less than 2.5 games. Well, Sunderland supporters at the moment making this sound like a home match. Harwood. It's a good ball. Cutbush. Finished and came near post. Hansen! Well, there was an opening and Gary Hansen sneaked in the gap, and Barry Siddle not for the first time. Very well placed indeed. Cliff Calvert for Sheffield United. Peter Anderson. Spate. Cutbush wants it wide. And there are 7 players ahead of him here in attack. Sabella. Sabella appeals to the referee, but Sunderland break away. It's Brown. Rowell is in the middle, and Sheffield is stretched for a moment here again. Still Brown. Oh. Well, he's got the same name as a former Sunderland manager, Alan Brown, but he's no relation. Nor is he related to the other Alan Brown, who used to be a League Club manager. Seems to be a famous name in football. These clearances from Nicky Johns, not sometimes giving his colleagues every chance. But here's the chance for Hampson, and he takes it well. Players coming forward in the centre. Anderson's made a good run. Anderson is there! And the man who scored last week does the same again. 2 goals in 2 games for Peter Anderson, but it was made by Gary Hansen. Good piece of play on the flank by a left-footed player. He got behind them. The cross was good and low, and Anderson got ahead of the defence to finish it off. Funnily enough, the match here last season ended in a 1-1 draw, and that's the score at the moment. Rowell. Oh, Entwistle! Good save by Johns. Brown is there. Entwistle! That's offside, I think. I think offside. The goal is not allowed, because while Brown and Entwistle were working their way through there, Entwistle, who finally put it away, but the Sunderland player in an offside position. Well, Anderson deserved that bit of luck for the way he tried to turn them. Here he is again. Sabella. Oh, Anderson's through here. Good stop by Siddle, well positioned. And Anderson, who claims he would rather play in midfield, doesn't like being a striker. Well, he scored 1, it might have been 2 there. But full marks to Barry Siddle. Always a goalkeeper who tends to get his body in the way, and that means good positioning. Entwistle to Chisholm. Bolton on the left. 4 in the attack for Sunderland now. That's Brown. Well, that was Calvert, who didn't quite know, I think, who was around. Probably looking for a shout from Nicky Johns there. Don't think he could have heard one or got one. Good header out by Kenworthy. Here's Harwood. Sabella. Oh, a good run by Anderson on this side. Look at that. That's beautifully done by Anderson. And that is a quite superb goal. Peter Anderson's second goal of the match. A lovely break from defence by Sheffield United. And when Anderson made the run, it was a good run in the first place, but the way he took the ball back the other side of the defender and then finished it off so clinically was lovely to watch. Harwood done the simple thing on his debut, and he's found Sabella. 2 waiting in the centre. Oh, Sabella's gone round the back. Finiston! Finiston scores his first league goal for Sheffield United. But as he raises his arm The crowd have gone to celebrate with Sabella because he went to them behind the goal, and Sabella there shows us a piece of magic straight out of Buenos Aires. Didn't just beat the first player, he went on, took on the second, got to the dead ball line where it really matters, and gave Finiston the sort of present that no striker will ever turn down. Now Elliott. Headed on by Doherty, and here's a chance for Bob Lee to get one back, and he has. The substitute scores for Sunderland. It looks as though it's come too late because that goal was in injury time. Well, that's where the Sunderland fans were standing and cheering throughout the first half. But the empty terrace there now reflecting the way this game has gone. Sheffield United supporters busy whistling for time. And time it is! What a richly entertaining second division match this was. Sunderland deserving their half-time lead perhaps, but in the second half, Sheffield United, Peter Anderson scoring 2 fine goals. Sheffield United taking over and showing just what they can do, and nobody more so than Alex Sabella, whose performance this afternoon did his country proud.
Good ball, picks up Matthews, needs to go again. Calvert. Chipping ball, and Anderson has equalised. Super goal, Peter Anderson, 1-1. Just over 21 minutes of the second half. Delighted Sheffield United fans, as well they might be, because United are good value for this 1-1 scoreline, particularly in the second half here.
Gives us a chance to look at Millwall, for so long right at the bottom of the second division this season, but under manager George Pecci, always threatening to improve that position. Well, yesterday they were away to Sheffield United, themselves slipping into a relegation position. It was a game that was covered by Yorkshire Television. The commentators Martin Tyler, Millwall in the plain shirts and white shorts.
Goal scoring hasn't just been the problem for Millwall this season. Sheffield United have been seeking the right permutation up front. Really another experiment today with Stainrod and Smith, but it's Walker for Millwall, being allowed to run all the way and making the most of the chance. The goal for Phil Walker. With 7 minutes gone and a real blow for Sheffield United. Well, they built it up down the left, but there was space for Walker, and with perhaps 1 or 2 defenders slow to close him down, he was allowed to run on and slipped it into the back of the net. Spate to Calvert. As United still seek to find their rhythm. Stainrod, Calvert again, a deflection, and in the end the save from Anderson by Pat Cuff from Peter Anderson. Kind deflection really, as Calvert just rather hit it and hoped, and it deflected off the defender for Anderson's first timer. And Cuff having to punch. Now McPhail, and that was deflected. Certainly these in-swinging corners causing problems for Pat Cuff. And it dropped for McPhail to collect, but his shot was deflected. Stainrod, Smith to his right, but he was looking for him. Gregory nicked the ball away. Chatterton. Might fall nicely for John Seasman. Mitchell and Towner arriving in the middle. Seasman might fancy it himself and goes for the chip, which wasn't too far away. Matthews. Sheffield United trying to quicken the tempo. Now Hampson. Again, there was power in the final effort. It was just a little bit of anxiety and the desire to quicken the tempo by John Matthews. It broke rather fortuitously for Gary Hampson. Again, the shot too high. Going over Mitchell. Spate. Smith making a run ahead of him. Stainrod trying to play it off into Smith's path, but making any real sort of contact. The only point Millwall have ever got in league visits here came a couple of years ago, and they may have a chance here for Seasman. Yes, after Mitchell had broken, and it looks like 2 points this afternoon. Well, Mickey Spate all over the place. Mitchell making the most of the opportunity, pulling it back right into the stride of John Seasman, who made no mistake. Walker has Mitchell ahead of him. Still holds off Matthews. Chambers. Walker again. Nice stuff from Millwall. And Chatterton nearly in for a third. Nicely laid into his path by Walker. Just ricocheted off Nicky Chatterton through to the goalkeeper. Now Hampson. Calvert. Isabella. Donaldson. Well, finding the decision going against him. Seemed to have won it fairly enough, and then perhaps obstructed Sabella's attempts to try and win it back. Anderson. Matthews. Half sensed the shooting chance. Spate and Franks, and magnificent reflexes from Cuff to stop Colin Franks. It slithered across the goal mouth, and Franks was on the far side, connected cleanly with the right foot, and it was charged down by Cuff.